everyone! Today I'll be showing you how to crochet these cute little sweater ornaments. Now, if you'd like to follow along with my step-by-step video tutorial, I also have the free written pattern for these on my blog. Be sure to check that out. I'll link it in the description box below. I also have this larger Christmas sweater design, and if you'd like to learn how to crochet this one, I have this written pattern exclusively in the PDF pattern file that you can purchase and download. So the PDF pattern file will have ad-free printable instructions for both the little and the large sweaters. All right, thank you in advance for supporting my small business and allowing me to create more tutorials for you. What you will need for this project are the medium weight yarns in the colors that you want. You'll also need a 2.75 millimeter crochet hook and a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and yarn needles in order to sew or weave in those loose ends. To begin, you're going to be using the color you want for the collar part of your sweater and the 2.75 millimeter hook. You're going to start off with 4 chains. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in the second chain from your hook, you're going to insert a single crochet. You have 2 more chains on your hook. 2 more chains here to go, and you're going to simply insert a single crochet in each of the next 2 chains. So now that row 1 is done, you're going to chain 1, turn your piece, and then single crochet in each of the chains, in each of the stitches, and you are going to work in the back loops only. So chain 1, turn, and in the back loops, insert single crochets. So that's 1 single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet number 2 in the second stitch, and single crochet number 3 in that third stitch. Then for row 3, you're going to chain 1, turn your piece, and again, single crochet in the back loops only. So that's 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and 3 single crochets. And you're going to continue this until you reach row 10. So I'm on row 4 now. Single crochet in back loops only until row 10. So we'll meet back after you crochet all 10 rows. Here I finished row 10 of the collar, and again those are just repetitions of chain 1, turn, and single crochet in back loops only. So now that you have that done, you're actually going to put away your 2.75 millimeter crochet hook, and you're going to bust out the 3.75. Now, you're going to also switch to using the next color of your sweater. I'm going to be using this light bluish gray, and we'll continue on. So without fastening off, what you'll do is chain 3, one, 2, 3, and in order to keep my ends tight right now, I'm going to go ahead and just tie them together in the back here. Now, after you chain 3, you're going to double crochet in the same stitch. Excuse me, not quite in the very same stitch. We're going to just find where the closest opening is. There we go. So after you do that, that actually makes your very first V-stitch. That's going to count as the very first V-stitch. And then you're going to insert V-stitches in each of the 10 rows across here. So find the next hole, and that's right here. Let me bring it up to the camera so you can see better. Here's the next hole, and that's where we're going to insert our next V-stitch. So I'm going to do that by inserting a double crochet. Chain 1 and insert double crochet into that same stitch. Next, you're going to find the next hole here, and you're going to insert a V-stitch. So insert your double crochet, chain 1, and then insert your double crochet into that very same stitch. So as you can see, there's my V-stitch. I'm going to go ahead and snip off this yarn in the back because it's starting to get in the way. And I've carried the yarn ends through the backs here, so it should be fine to snip off at this point. And now in the next stitch, as you see here, I'm going to insert a V-stitch again. So that's going to be a double crochet, a chain, and a double crochet. And you're going to continue that across. Double crochet, chain, double crochet all in the same stitch, double crochet, chain, double crochet all in that same stitch, and now I have reached the very end. You're going to now have 10 V-stitches in this round. So counting backwards, that's 1 V-stitch here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is this first one you made. So now that you've done that, we're finishing round 1 by actually joining. So the sweater is going to be worked in continuous rounds now. So to do that, we're going to join here with a slip stitch. And we're going to continue by adding a new color to this next part. I'm going to be using a medium blue now. And we're going to chain 2. Oh, excuse me, chain 3 to start. And again, like last time, I'm going to tie the end on the back here. Then I will carry that yarn end around for a little bit and then fasten off. So I'm going to start off with 3 chains as I did here, and then insert a double crochet into the same stitch. That will count as my first V-stitch. Then you're going to find the next V-stitch gap. And what you're going to do is insert a V-stitch inside that one that you find. So this is my open V. I inserted a V-stitch here. My next V, find that chain 1 gap, and you're going to insert a V-stitch there. So that's double crochet, chain, and double crochet all in the same stitch. Again, find the next chain 1 gap between the next V, insert your hook, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Do that in the next gap, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and then double crochet. And again, find that next V, insert a V-stitch in there with a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. You're going to do this all the way around. And when you reach the very end, you're going to join with a slip stitch inside of the first V that you made, like so. So now you have this going on for your sweater, and we're going to continue with the next round. For round 3, I'm going to join with a different yarn color. I'm going to add this nice vibrant blue, and I'll start off round 3 by chaining 2. Get my new yarn color here. Chain 2. That's going to count as my first double crochet, by the way. Oh, and I'm going to, again, like last time, just tie off the yarn ends in the back here so it's easy to stay put and get fastened off later. There we go. All right, so in that very first V-stitch, you're going to insert 2 double crochets. Oh, and I apologize. I think I said the first 2 chains count as the first double crochet. That's actually not true. The first 2 chains are just going to give this row extra height. So insert 2 double crochets in that first V-stitch. Find the next V-stitch, find that chain 1 gap, and you're going to insert 2 double crochets in there. And right now I'm going to go ahead and snip off this yarn end at the back so it's not in my way. And for this round, as you make the sweater, you're going to actually also make the armholes. So I'm going to skip this next V-stitch and jump directly to the 4th V-stitch. So I've got number 1 V-stitch, 2, skip the 3rd, and go into the 4th. So going into the 4th V-stitch, I'm going to insert 2 double crochets, and in the next V-stitch, insert 2 double crochets, in the next one, insert 2 double crochets, as you can see, when we skipped that 3rd V-stitch, it created more of a gap. That's going to be the armhole. and that's where we're going to make the sleeve. Now, let's continue on. In the next V-stitch, you're going to insert 2 double crochets. All right, so that's 4 V's so far after the armhole. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one, we're going to skip again. Skip that, insert double crochets into the next. So when we skip this, it's going to make that second armhole. And we're going to insert 2 double crochets in that last V-stitch here. When you finish, you're going to join the round with a slip stitch to the first double crochet you made, like so. Now you're ready to begin the next round. All you're going to do is chain 2 for round 4, and you're going to double crochet around. So insert a double crochet in each of these stitches. Now that would be 16 double crochets total for this round, and then you're going to join with a slip stitch to the first double crochet. And at that point, you finish with round 4, and we're going to go and do the last round of this sweater, round 5, the last round of the body, I mean. I'm joining with a new yarn for this one, a new color. I'm going to chain 1 to start, tie the ends together like I've been doing. And then I'm going to single crochet around in the back loops only. So here, work only in those back loops. I've carried my yarn end a bit, so I'm going to snip it off now. It's been tucked into the first few stitches. Alright, so continue around in the back loops only, like so. Insert your hook into that back loop, single crochet. That should be 16 single crochets in the back loop only for this last round. When you reach the end, again, you're going to join with a slip stitch to the very first stitch, like so. And then you will fasten off, and you can weave in that end. So after you weave it in, you'll have the body part of your sweater done. And you're going to go ahead and follow instructions to do the sleeves. To crochet the sleeves, what you're going to do is get your sweater body. This is the front side. The back side has the opening for the collar. And you're actually going to work from the back side first. So flip your sweater over so that the back side is up and it's upside down, oops, so that the collar part faces down. Now you're going to take your 3.75 millimeter hook. You're going to insert your hook into a stitch in the armhole that you made. And I'm going to just insert it into this armhole back here. into this stitch back here. As you see, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches that you're going to work in on this edge, and you're actually also going to pick up part of the double crochet stitches too. So the double crochet stitches neighboring this part, you're actually going to work in here and in here. So I'll show you how that's done. First, insert your hook into an open stitch. Grab the yarn color you'd like, and you're going to chain 2 to give your round some height. Insert a double crochet in the same stitch. This is your first double crochet. Insert a double crochet into the next stitch and around. So as we spoke earlier, there were 5 open stitches on the arm sleeves. You're going to want to insert a double crochet in each of those 5 stitches. Like so. And now you're going to get 2 extra double crochets in this round by going into the double crochet, the neighbor double crochet right here. So yarn over, find the middle part of that neighbor double crochet, for example right here, insert your hook, and then make your double crochet like normal. Then you're going to go into the next neighbor double crochet on the opposite side. Insert your hook into the middle. Insert your hook into the middle of that double crochet right here. Oops. And you're going to finish off with a double crochet like normal. Then you're going to slip stitch to the very first double crochet you made in order to join the round. As you can see, when you do that, you'll get this nice sleeve coming off the side of the sweater. All right, so for the next 2 rounds, you're going to just chain 2 and double crochet around and join. So chain 2, double crochet in each of those 7 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And join with a slip stitch to the first double crochet. Do that for round 3 of the sleeves as well. Again, that's chain 2 and double crochet around. And join with a slip stitch to that very first single double crochet. Now, you've got 3 rounds for your sweater's sleeve, excuse me, and we're going to do the sleeve cuff right here by joining with a different color. I'm going to use white, and I'm going to simply chain 1 and single crochet in those back loops only. So you're going to have 7 single crochets around in back loops. And what I'm doing here is just carrying my yarn ends in between my stitches, so that way I don't need to weave them in at the end. So I've done it through 4 stitches so far. I'm just going to go ahead and snip off right here. And single crochet around in the back loops only. And join with a slip stitch to the very first single crochet. After you do that, you're going to snip off your yarn end and you're going to weave that in. And that will be it for your sleeve. For your second sleeve, you're going to repeat that on the other side. So what I would do is, again, have the sweater with the back side facing up and with the bottom of the sweater facing down, like so. And you're going to attach your yarn attach new yarn to one of these open 5 stitches that you made. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate that. You're going to chain 2, insert a double crochet into that same stitch, and then again, like last time, you're going to jump into those neighbor double crochets. So I'm going to insert into the middle of it and double crochet and flip around, going into that neighbor double crochet as well. Insert my hook and double crochet, and then go into the next 4 open stitches on the armhole row. You should have 7 stitches in this round, and you'll go ahead and join with a slip stitch. And then follow directions as you did for that first sleeve. Double crochet around for the next 2, and then single crochet in back loops only for that last round. When you finish crocheting that second sleeve, you will be all done with the crocheting portion, and all you have to do is simply weave in all the loose ends, and you are done with your sweater. If you'd like to make it into an ornament, all you'll have to do is, like this one here, just string in some yarn to the sides of the collar, and that'll be a cute little ornament. You can also turn this into a magnet by sticking a magnet on the back and putting it on your fridge. Or you can even use this cute little sweater as a Christmas gift tag. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to have more crochet tutorials coming your way, and hope you enjoyed this project. Thank you and have a wonderful holiday season. Bye now.